Urie Bronfenbrenner, educational theorists. Urie Bronfenbrenner was born in 1917 in Moscow, Russia, and died at 88 years old in 2005. Bronfenbrenner came to the United States at age 6. It is believed that Urie's father, a neuropathologist, was likely the influence that led Urie to psychology. He graduated with a double major in psychology and music from Cornell University in 1983. Then he went to Harvard and graduated in 1940 with a master's degree in education. In 1942, Urie received his PhD in developmental psychology from the University of Michigan, and he later returned to Cornell University and joined the faculty in 1948. He has two major accomplishments, one of which I will dive deep into. As you see in the photo here, he co-founded the popular Head Start program for disadvantaged preschool children. It was signed into law on May 18, 1965, by President L.B. Johnson. Head Start was an 8-week comprehensive program that opened the doors to thousands of low-income children from 3 to 5 years old. It would teach them all they need to know before elementary school by providing them with emotional, social, health, nutritional, and psychological needs of early childhood development. And this was done through local community-based organizations. Over 500,000 children participated in the program once it was implemented, which made it a great success. His greatest contribution to the field of developmental psychology was the ecological system theory. This theory I will dive deep into. Bronfenbrenner argued that individuals develop not in isolation, but within a system of relationships. He believed that a person's development was influenced by everything in their surrounding environment. For example, family, school, peers, community, society, and culture are all types of relationships in his theory. Bronfenbrenner considers 5 ecological forces that influence a child's development. First is the microsystem. This system represents the closest connection to the child. It is where the child spends most of his or her time. In the microsystem, the child's environment would have close connections with family, school, classroom in particular, peers, nearby playground, religious groups, or health services like interactions with a counselor, doctor, or nurse. The next system is the mesosystem, which represents the linkage between microsystems. There could be a linkage between family experiences and school experiences. Now, one example is if a child has had a bad day at school, then it may affect his or her experience at home and vice versa. The next system is the exosystem. Here, a child is not actively involved like the microsystem, but is affected in some sort of way. Some examples are community, like family, friends, parents, workplace, the school system, like school leaders, local governments, and mass media. An example is maybe the parent didn't get the promotion they wanted, and they came home and took out their frustration on their child. Or the school board in one district requires advanced teacher training and another doesn't. Children at schools where the teachers only need the bare minimum training are going to have less quality education. The child was not directly present, but was indirectly affected. Next is the all-encompassing macrosystem. The macrosystem involves the broader overarching culture. It influences all other systems, and it contains the education system, the law system, the cultural system, and geographic location. And like an example is nationality. where a specific set of values endemic to ancestral beliefs can impact a child, or it can be laws requiring children to be in school until they're 18. And finally, we have the chronosystem, which includes the socio-historical conditions of students' development. Here, time plays a factor, as the chronosystem events can occur at any stage and during the child's lifespan. Now, some examples here are like divorce of parents, the birth of a sibling, graduating from college, war, recession, and the most recently we all know is pandemics. Now, Urie's ecological theory is classified under social development. Now, social development is the sub-area of developmental psychology that concerns the description of children's development of relationships with others, their understanding of the meaning of their relationships with others, and their understanding of others' behaviors, attitudes, and intentions. His theory focuses on the social context in which children live and the people who influence their development. Because of this, Bronfenbrenner's theory has been criticized for paying too little attention to biological and cognitive factors in children's development. The different influences from family, peers, and schools represent the social context. Is this theory still true today? I have to say yes. Children absolutely develop within a system of relationships with family, school, community, and society. I can say for a fact that everyone I have met has been influenced by some social association as described in his 5 stages of ecological theory. Now, he believed that a person's development was influenced by everything in their surrounding environment. Now, are any parts in particular strong or weak? Well, I believe that this theory is particularly strong in all stages because of its major impact on most of our lives and upbringing. So let's take a look at this theory in action in the classroom. From the beginning in the microsystem, a multitude of social development transpires. Here, a teacher creates a rhythm and sings to her preschoolers. Research has highlighted evidence that musical expression and singing directly assist in developing emotional regulation, which impacts how children later navigate socialization, school, and the professional world. It also influences linguistic abilities and fosters emotional well-being. Another example is that we might see this theory evidenced by a child in the classroom. For example, when you have a student whose behavior is yelling or disruptive, or he or she is withdrawn, then some microsystem force is the root of the cause. Now, perhaps the microsystem component is the parents. Parents are important for their child's social and emotional development, which influences how their child's socialization will be in the classroom. This process is evident in the mesosystem. So how can an educator use this theory in the classroom? Good question. So one way to do this is by recognizing part of the student's microsystem. As part of the system, the teacher needs to be a positive role model, a listener, and respectful. This will teach the students how to act toward each other, enabling interactions with the mesosystem, that inner leakage. Now give the students a project and then have a night where students can present their project to their parents. Parents will be able to see all that they have learned and the hard work they put in. The interactions at a program like this can strengthen the mesosystem and help the teacher comprehend the student's home learning conditions by observing and interacting with the student's parents. Now, finally, allow me to close with this quote from Urie Bronfenbrenner. In order to develop normally, a child requires progressively more complex joint activity with one or more adults who have an irrational emotional relationship with the child. Somebody's got to be crazy about that kid. That's number one, first, last, and always. Urie Bronfenbrenner. Thank you for watching.